So just by a show of hands, who's been on a mission trip in this room? So that's not normal. It's okay. It's not normal. It's a good not normal. So, sometimes you pray and you have a plan. Like, I'd like to do this or that. And then God goes, I have a better plan. You're going to come here, and then you're going to start working for MCH, and then you're going to go to El Salvador. And I'm like, Olivia asks me all the time, she goes, would you have thought that? No, I would not have thought that. Or that when I go talk to my boss, Scott, and I'm like, are you okay with me going on this mission trip? And he's like, yeah, I want to go with you. Yes. Half the managers for MCH just left. And he sent a picture one day. There's no one there. It's just amazing. I would walk around, at the campus of El Salvador. I'm like, I'm in freaking El Salvador. This is just amazing. Just me and God talking. It was just great. So from a business standpoint, if you tell your boss you want to go on a mission trip, they're going to go, why? Why do you want to do that? That wasn't an issue. Scott's like, no, yeah, I want you to go. I want you to I want to go with you. I can't go with you. I'm jealous. I want to go with you. And then I kept asking Parker, is it like Canada? I've been to Canada. And he's like, no, James, it's not like Canada. I was trying to get him to laugh. He's very serious when he's on. There's a schedule. We have to follow the schedule, and then I'm just wandering off in the airport or whatever. But so he would ask me all the time, "How are you doing?" And I was like, even if I didn't feel good, I'm like, I'm glad I'm here. I got to spend 5 days with the meal car in Kenya teaching them about solar, and so I talked for literally 12 hours. I was losing my voice. I had Walter as my translator, and when you have students who want to learn, it's much easier to teach somebody who wants to learn. So we went through all the procedures, how the system works. I broke it on purpose. They fixed it. They blew me away. They did everything. They knew how to work on it. At the end, I'm like, look, if you can't work on this and it breaks, I'm going to fly down here on my own dime to fix it. It's going to drive me crazy. So they're like, no, we got it. And they did. I mean, we went through the whole procedure. And then at nighttime, I just kind of walk around the campus. And I'm like, I'm where my daughter Olivia came and where Gabby came. All these people came. I'm like, this is a lot of work. Like, you look around, you see the buildings, and I'm like, somebody spent a lot of time here. And then Jeremy was like, yeah, me. So I'm like, a little selfish part of me is like, I'm glad I came later because this is a lot of work you spent on this campus. So, I was doing work. I helped Carver dig a ditch for about 10 feet, and I'm like, I'm going to go back and do the solar. That's really, really hard. But I finally got all the names right. Parker picked on me. He's like, you have to get their names right. And I'm like, well, I don't have a flow chart to tell me who everyone is. I still don't have a flow chart.
We're working on it.
You're working on it. And I don't speak any Spanish. None. Nada. And I would say, like, what is it? So you say good morning and buenos noches. I got all that wrong. It didn't matter. Every time. I called Lavinia for a long time. And she'd pat me on the shoulder. So at 53 years old, you can do anything. Because I never would have thought I'd be in El Salvador. So that's it. So that system you saw with the batteries and the solar panels, we have the exact same setup at the farm. So I tested that. They're able to find any of those parts. We actually found the panels and the batteries. We local sourced them. I wanted them to be able to, if it broke, they could see it and they could fix it themselves. I didn't want to leave them not be able to work on something. And I feel very confident they can fix anything that broke or that they wanted to rework, or if they want to build it somewhere else, they could build it and go to another farm. They could put it in. So, yeah, it was a great visit. Loved every minute of it.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. I did want to just throw some more praise at him a little bit, because as a teacher, breaking something down so that people can understand it is a skill. Now, James did so good. He was excellent at stopping information before it got too complicated for them, at making sure they understood how it was all connecting. So that was my first experience. I got there because I came a couple days late. I show up and they go, all right, he's your student. Teach him what's going on. And so now Kenya and Amilcar are explaining the whole process to me. And I was blown away, and we're using a translator because I also don't speak Spanish. But it was fantastic to hear them explain and use even some technical terms and explain how they were testing the voltage coming out of the panels themselves to make sure the panels were good. Every step of it was broke down, and I'm confident they know what they're doing. And that's because James took the time, and he did such an excellent job at making sure that information was passed in a way that would be beneficial to them. Anyway, I want to throw that out there for him.
Yeah. Thank you, Skylar. Well, I'm thankful for this team. A picture that didn't make it into Jerry's slideshow was the well and that battery box you saw next to it both have fabricated metal lids that can be locked and keep out the rain. They did that very last, and we have the photo. Jerry didn't get it in the slideshow. But that cement top is gone that they used to just kind of be able to pull away and throw trash in there. Now it has a lid that locks so they can open it up, check the water, and it's really cool. James got a nickname while abroad. The name for James in Spanish can be Santiago, and then the shortened version for Santiago in El Salvador is Chago. And so they were calling him Chago, but then James kept saying Chugo. I was like, James, not Chugo, bro, it's Chago. I don't know what Chugo is, but if it's bad, I don't want you to say it. And so then by the end of the week, his full nickname was Chago El Guapo. So Chugo El Guapo. Sorry, I said it the wrong way. Yeah, but Chugo El Guapo, if you see Chugo El Guapo around, make sure you give him a hug. Thank you guys, I appreciate it.